What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get Sausage Biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Throw up the deuces. There you go, baby.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Good evening and welcome. It's KSR Christopher James, edition number 2 today, episode 304 or 303. I don't even remember, man. But anyway, we were here earlier today. We talked with Bobby Taylor from Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. We were supposed to talk with Alex Nicholson, but he was on the road. He got shit to do. You know, got a fight coming up, all that stuff. But he's coming in with us here in just a minute to join us, and we're going to go on a deep dive with Alex. We're going to go over everything that's gone on the last couple of years. From, you know, fighting at PFL, being in the UFC, trying to get back to the UFC. There's so many things to unpack, you know, him being suspended and, you know, the dance he did with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship where we all thought we were going to see him back there because a lot of people wanted to see him and Dylan Kleckler dance again. And I'm one of them. That would have been a fucking hell of a fight, and that could still happen. I don't know Alex's contract status with Gamebred, but we're going to find all that out tonight. So without any further ado, boys and girls, it is time to bring him in right now. He is the Spartan. I've known him for a long time. He is absolutely awesome. He's got an awesome little boy named Odin that we all love to death because he's the man. And Odin been doing some training. I watched some of his footage in the gym, and I'm learning shit from Odin. So it's awesome. But we're going to bring him in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to KSR Christopher James. One of my first guests when we started doing this, and he always comes back in, and we love him to death. And he's the man. So let's bring him in right now. Please welcome Alex Nicholson to the show. What's up, baby?
How's it going, brother?
Oh, you know, we just doing our thing out here, man. Living life every day, waking up and being happy that, you know, God gave us another chance to, live life. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do.
Living and fucking breathing, brother.
That's what it's all about, man. So first of all, before we get into the fight and Gamebred and everything else, just how's it been going for you the last couple of days, man? Everything good? You know, how's Odin? You know, give us a little update on the personal side before we get into the professional side because they're two different people.
Yeah, I'm always good, man. As long as my little boy's happy, I'm happy. Training's never stopped, so, you know, it's always been a way of life. So I've been in the gym. Everything's good, though. My family's healthy and happy, and that's all I can ever ask for.
That's all you can ever ask for. I mean, that's it, you know, happy, healthy, you know, and, you get up with life every day and, you know, just whatever comes at you, you deal with it that day because that's how it works, man. So, and you've always been that guy. You just, you know, whatever happens, good, bad, indifferent, you just push through.
Got to handle your business.
Got to handle your business. So, let's try to go back here a little bit. First, let's talk about, you know, you made it to the UFC a few years ago. Didn't go your way. You know, you didn't get the outcome you wanted. So, you know, as you look back at it now, because I remember when they released you, the goal was definitely get back to the UFC. But now you've had some time to think on it. You went to the PFL, you know, the $1 million tournament. So where's the UFC in your brain now as far as, you know, is it as important to get back now because I know that meant a lot to you? Or is it if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I've got other avenues to, you know, apply my trade.
I mean, I'm a grown-ass man now who's been around the world doing this for a long time. I fought the best people on earth. I'm going to continue to do so. I never gave up on the dream at all, man, but that's not really even the dream anymore. The dream is to continue doing what I love and, you know, provide for myself and my family. I'd rather be rich than famous now. I don't care anymore. I mean, it's prestigious. I fought everywhere, but I fought people on regional shows that are better than people that I fought in front of bright lights in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's dangerous people in this sport. But at the pinnacle, it's nothing now. I mean, I'm better than I've ever been, and I'm going to show that. I haven't stopped training. It's been my life. Like, I did this shit when it was for free. It's like therapeutic for me. I love it. And it just helps that we get compensated for it. But as far as making it to the UFC, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, who doesn't want to get some UFC gold around their waist? But for now, I'm looking at what's in front of me one at a time, and I'm going to just knock these motherfuckers off one after the other. Fight-to-fight contracts, whatever organization's paying, I'm going to show up and be playing, and I'm going to put on the show. That's why everyone's excited to see it, man, because you know what happens when I step in to a ring, a cage, the
Kill or
fucking
be killed.
parking lot. If blows are going to be thrown, it's going to be exciting, brutal, and vicious. And that's why I get compensated for it, because people want to see it. Whether you love me or hate me, you want to see it. But I don't care if it's a Mandalay Bay in somebody's backyard. I'm more concerned about a paycheck now.
Right. I like that you're thinking that way. And I understand why when the UFC cut you, how important it was for you to get back because you got right back on the regional scene. Your family situation was different then. You and Odin and mom were on the road going to fights. I mean, Odin was an infant, and you were taking fights. You drove to a
Yeah.
fight in a hurricane. I mean, there was so much going on, but you knew two things you had to do. You had to go out there and fight because you needed to take care of your family, and you had to go out there and win because your goal was to hit the UFC again. But then the PFL came calling, and they brought you in season one for their $1 million tournament, which during that year and the next year when you were going to be when you were also in the tournament, had you went through the tournament and won on both years, you're looking at making nearly $3 million. In that 2 year span, had you been in the UFC, you probably wouldn't have made that money. So, for me, the
In the
right move
game,
was.
in the game right now, you hear a lot of guys.
Oh, and let me cut you off real quick. I was going to smoke this for this interview because that's the only way I do, but I have a feeling we're going to go really deep on this show. So I got to bring out old fucking faithful here because this is Alex Nicholson interview, and we don't do shit small with Alex Nicholson. We do it big.
I support the cause, Chris.
All right, so
Well,
give us the landscape you were about to tell us about.
right now in this sport, you got guys bitching and moaning about what they make, what happens, whatever organization treats them this or that way. But at the end of the day, we're signing a contract that says, like, if they pay me to do it, you don't got to tell me what the fuck I'm worth, because I signed a contract that agrees to do it. So you got to make better decisions and better choices. That's why, like you're talking about, do I want to be in the UFC? Yeah, that'd be great, but they're gonna have to fucking pay me, because there's not a guy on that goddamn roster, even in the heavyweight division, that would look me in the eyes and say, "Oh, I would love that fight." I don't care if you're talking fucking Francis Ngannou. I don't care if you're talking Derek Lewis. They know who I am.
They sure do.
I walk in the gym. They don't want to just throw blows at me for free. They don't want that. They want, you know what I mean?
Some
I'm one
guys
of the
don't
most
want to throw
dangerous
blows.
men on planet Earth, man. Like, and
Some
I
guys
know
don't
that.
want to throw. Some guys don't want to throw blows at you for money.
I'm not being cocky saying that. Like, I've been in the game long enough. I know, and that's the beautiful thing, is I don't have to brag and boast or run my mouth and try to act like shit. And I never did, because I knew what I was and I knew what I was worth. And that's why I love this, man. I've been blessed, yes, to fight in giant organizations, and that's a beautiful thing. But it's not going to stop. Like, that's the thing that everybody knows too. Once this shit gets rolling again, like, look at my record, look at my career, look at my life. I don't fuck around, man. Like, I don't play games. I do it. I coach. I rolled up, like you said. My baby was 4 months old. I got money fucking throwing old fence posts around all around the neighborhood. I got a phone call to fight the best guy in North Carolina. My daddy and Mike were fucking fighting up in I think LA that week. Mike fought
Yeah.
in some shit and beat that guy, and then I beat Demorial Dennis, and then got back to training a week later. 2 weeks later, I went to Phoenix, Arizona, and knocked off the top guy there.
Yep.
Same type of shit, man. Like, and these kids, I'm not talking bad about anybody's journey or their stories, but they bitch and they moan and they complain, and that's why they'll never make it, because they don't take these big fights. They listen to these people, and you can't. It's not everybody else in there. It's just you in there. And if you don't have that mindset, if you're not a killer, then don't go out there that night.
Yeah. And
Not for you, bro. Go work at Walgreens.
So, what's your thoughts on a guy like Sean O'Malley, who came out and said, "I could take a fight against a numbered contender, or I can fight a guy that's number 200 in the world. Either way, my paycheck is the same. So why go out there and risk taking the big fight when I know I could take the easy fight?" What's your thoughts on a guy like that?
I mean, if you're trying to rack it up, I mean, that's the beautiful thing. He has a game plan. He's going to stick to it. That's how he can have confidence in it. He wants to get paid. He knows he's going to get compensated. Does he want to put his body through it? No. Like, do you want an easier fight or a tougher fight for the same pay? Of Of course, you want the easier one, but if you're talking legacy, if you're worried more about that and you feel ready, then you need to take that tougher fight. Like, it just depends where you're at, you know. But all in all, it's like, cool, I get to fight Bigfoot Silva. That's great. That's all I'm looking about and thinking about now. I'm fucking with Sasquatch. I'm gonna fight that man. But if I had an opportunity right now to get off this couch and wrap my fucking hands and fight Stipe or Francis or anybody in the UFC, I would. Like right fucking now. I'm high as fuck on my couch. I'd get up, I'd wrap my hands, and I'd fucking fight them.
We
And
know.
I win. And that's like, people talk that a lot, but they don't. Like, that's why I'm kind of quiet now, man. I just smile and wave, and I enjoy the moments of life. But I know what I'm capable of, and I think that's what makes me dangerous.
Yeah.
And if you lose that confidence, then you're not ever gonna be shit, man. Like,
Yeah, no, that's the truth. So, before we get to game, Brad, and your matchup with Bigfoot, so we went from the UFC, you went to PFL, you were in the $1 million tournament, you made some good money through PFL. You didn't win the tournament the first year, and then the second year also you didn't win. But your tenure at PFL ended in a way that a lot of people didn't expect, a lot didn't see coming. You were suspended by the Nevada Commission for doping. Which for you guys, if you want to read the article and it'll tell you about the stuff that they had said they found in the system, go to my website, mymmashow.com. There's an article out there. It'll give you kind of a shorter synopsis of what Alex and I are talking about tonight, but Alex is going to give us a little more info than what I even put in the article, because I don't want to tell so much. I knew I was going to have him on the show, and I wanted to let him kind of take us through it, in more detail. So wait, hang on. So he got suspended. The suspension, and it was his first suspension. I want to make that clear. First time violation, and the penalty calls for a 2-year maximum suspension. However, the Nevada Commission implemented an addendum to that rule that they call aggravated circumstances. And because Alex didn't come out there to Vegas to sit on the hearing, and because of the 4 different substances they said they found in his body, they suspended him for 4 years. They fined him like $15,000. And for most people that was a death sentence. And I talked with Alex right after that happened, and we just had a little conversation via chat. And he told me what was going on, and how it was breaking down. He said he did, even with the suspension, he wasn't going to stop training. He knows he wasn't going to do a full 4 years. He felt that in his heart that day. He just had to, bide his time, wait for the attorneys and managers and everybody to get involved and really put the work in. So tell us about the suspension. What happened in your eyes with the commission, and on what was your part in it? Did the stuff that they found in your system, was it really there? Was there from supplements? Because people want to know, and I've always known you've never hidden anything from the world. So, just, break it down for us, that whole situation, because my heart hurt for you, because, you've always been a grinder. You work hard, you put in the hours in the gym. And it's not just your, bullshit. Some people put up a post, go, I'm in the gym, and then they leave, they go eat fucking Taco Bell. Alex would get up and go in the morning in the gym. Then he might take a little break, go home and see his son. Then he goes back to the gym because he's training people. Then he does his own session again. And this is life for Alex. This was bred in him by his father, Mark, who I also mentioned in the article. And without Mark, guys like Alex and Mike Perry and Hannah and, some of the other guys that have come through that gym with Fusion and a few other, teams over there might not have ever been where they are today. So first of all, shout out to Mark Nicholson, because he was a fighter in his own right. And I'll tell you what, there's not too many men on the planet that I say that I'm afraid of. I love Alex. I'm not afraid of Alex. Could kick my ass, but I'm not afraid of Alex. Mike Perry could kick my ass. I'm not afraid of Mike. But Mark Nicholson, he puts a little fear in me. There's something about that man, the way he carries himself, the way he speaks. And I love your father, that. But he's a tough guy, and he doesn't let up. So he's a little intimidating. Maybe that's the word. I'm intimidated sometimes, but I don't know if I'm afraid of him. He'd fuck me up too, just so you guys know. If Mark, you're watching, I know you'll kick my ass. So. But again, take us through the suspension. your part in it, and then Nevada's part in it, and how it all ended up, where you got cleared now and you could fight, and then we'll talk about Game Bread.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do drugs, kids. I mean,
There it is, kids.
they don't catch your ass, bro. I mean, it was more like the way I was living my life at that time. I was a little younger, and it's like it wasn't even as much as steroids. Like the way I was living my life. It's impressive. I was going out there and doing them fights. People don't even know. We go through shit as human beings. It is what it is, and it fucking ain't what it ain't, man.
Yep.
But I mean, as far as performance enhancing drugs go, I mean, I take the same supplements I've always taken. I never had a problem passing the steroid test, and I thought a lot of interesting things went into that night in Nevada. I seem to be the main one getting tested, but it is what it is, like I said. But Roger and me fought diligently. Daniel Martinez, my lawyer, had a tragic death in his family.
I remember.
He appealed and wrote a letter to the Nevada State Athletic Commission showing I'm not a stupid guy. I'm not going to not show up to a hearing when this is my life. He told me it was handled a few days before. I didn't hear from him. He was in the car accident. He lost members of his family, and there's nothing you can do about shit like that. So it was what it was. They gave me 4 years. My coach Roger Crawl and Sunrise tried to appeal the situation multiple times. And they said that there wasn't enough there to go back. But I don't know if it was because of COVID. I don't know what was going on, but they weren't having many hearings. And recently, Mississippi sent Dean Toole an email saying they would have suspended me for 1 year of that suspension regardless of anything, that it's too harsh of a sentence. So we're going to go back to Vegas and appeal. And I don't really know what's going to happen with all that, but I know I'm able to fight in Mississippi. I have no drugs in my system. I've proven that. I've been tested. I will be tested again going up into the fight, and I'll prove that there's no drugs in my system. And I hope that Nevada, given that Mississippi's doing this hearing for me and accepted it, that Nevada will do another one, and we can get all that cleared up, and I can fight in Nevada. But as for now, it's one step at a motherfucking time, and I'm going to fight in Mississippi. And we'll see what comes out of that, man. But it's a blessing. I'm just glad I have my life back. My energy's been through the roof because I actually have something to fucking look forward to again. I get to go out there and do my thing. It's just a blessing from God. My life is gone, man. I'm training every day. Not my life, but what I've worked for years, man, day in, day out. I mean, I'm one of the best in the world. It wasn't easy to get here and do the things I've done. And I didn't take an easy path, and I think that's why I'm respected in this sport. A lot of guys have padded records, take easy fights, and I didn't do that. Not one. Not after my first one, my second one, my third one. Most guys fight ducks, and they dive, and they get to the big leagues, and they're not shit. But I was ready. I have a pedigree. This is what I'm passionate about, and I've never lied about anything I've done. A lot of guys do. So I'm real, man. I keep it honest and authentic, and maybe I should have been a liar and a fake and taken easier fights, but I'm just not. I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror or raise a man if I'm not living like a man.
Right.
So I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. The past 2 years have been rough.
Yeah.
You take a guy who's fighting for a living, makes it, loses it, makes it back, and then you're stagnant. I was about to give up, man. I hate to say it, but I was about to fucking get a normal job. About to be a normal human being, and I don't know. I'm just not for me.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see you doing the 9 to 5 thing, man.
God didn't have that in store for me, Chris.
Yep.
So
September
motherfucking 11th, I'm gonna fucking slay Sasquatch. I'm gonna eat some Jack Link's beef jerky and fuck with Sasquatch.
So, First of all, thank you for being real about talking about the suspension. So obviously, guys, he's saying, he did some stupid shit, besides the steroids, and he was also doing, according to him, some recreational stuff that, he just was doing. He was at that point in his life where
I would like to say a plethora of drugs.
a plethora of drugs.
I'm not proud
Well,
of those days, but they happen, man.
let me pop this up on here. Jonathan Ivey, the Leg Lock Monster, says Alex is as genuine as they come. It's impossible not to root for him. He's also going to be fighting on that card too, which is awesome. He'll be taking on Rashawn Jackson.
Not for my
But
girls, man.
but what I was saying was, thank you for just being straight about it. You didn't try to sugarcoat. You didn't try to bullshit about it. You own. That's one of the things I love about you and your dad
What a
and most of
man
the guys.
fucking does, bro. Man,
You own your shit when you fuck up. Thank you for that. Sorry that you went through that. And if I'm understanding correctly, Mississippi, and I'm going to double check this when we get off the air, but I believe Mississippi is a part of the Association of Boxing Commissions, which is Nevada, Florida, all the other states pretty much are part of it. So if they clear you to fight and you fight, that should probably be the end of suspension. But I guess you got to make sure with your lawyers and everything. But according to the way it works, it could, like Jacob Kilburn just went through this. He got suspended in Kentucky for some bullshit. So Florida couldn't let him fight for Titan, and then Kentucky admitted they were wrong and unsuspended him only after Titan rebooked somebody else to take that fight, which was a title fight for Jacob. Luckily, the end result, after all that, he still ended up with the PFL, and he'll be fighting this week in Hollywood, Florida, because he had that on the line. If he won the title at Titan, he was going to get a PFL contract, but then he wasn't fighting for the title. But it all worked out. Brock Weaver got sick, and Jacob was able to step in. Another comment for you from the crowd, DJ Queasy, our official Island Fights and the DJ for Icon as well. He says, yeah, he agrees. Alex is a real one. Nice to see. No dipping, no dodging, standing tall as a man. Can't raise a man if you don't act like a man, just like you said. And I think that's one of the things I've always respected about you and your dad and the crew that you roll with. Some of you might make mistakes along the way. I think you all have at some point in life. Sometimes you don't want to admit it at first, but all of you end up always coming out and being straight about it. Go, look, all right, so I did this stupid thing. I fucked up, and this is my penalty. I paid my price. Let's move forward. And that's how you have to be. I also, before we talk about your fight at Gamebred, you were also in a horrible car accident recently that, you nearly lost your life. And when I heard about it, my heart felt, because you're part of you'll always be part of my family, my MMA family. You're my familia, So that's how I think of you guys, all from the Apopka and, over there by you guys. So tell us about that, because I know you were, I saw the pictures, and you were fucking lucky you're lucky to be sitting here with us today.
I looked at the car and I said, oh, brother, throw it in the gutter. Let's go buy another.
That's
Boys
Alex.
in the hood always hard. Man,
So,
I mean,
so
it was an
about the
interesting
accident.
experience, man, to say the least.
Were you wasted?
No, man. Of
I'm
course
just
not.
asking. Gotta ask.
It was the fucking aliens, Chris. Nah, man, I was flying down 95, and this motherfucker was speeding up next to me. Came up behind me, bright-ass lights on. If you've ever driven on 95 South, you know how those fuckers are. It's fucking,
I know.
It's the Wild Wild West. I was riding back to see the little boy after work, just like I was doing the whole time. I was going to get him from South Beach, where I was working private security. It was a sweet little job. I was able to keep that job up and train and maintain down there for a while. But I was driving back. This motherfucker was behind me, bright lights on. I switched lanes, lost control, fucking flipped through the trees. My head broke the fucking steering wheel. The car had a tree halfway fucking through it. I climbed out the windshield, sat there for a minute, was like, oh, fuck, man. My head's bleeding. This is a fucked up situation. My leg was cut open. I was a little bit stiff. I climbed back in the car, got my phone. They sent an ambulance. They sent a helicopter. They tried to get me on the helicopter. I was scared. I didn't want to get on the fucking helicopter. Scary. They told me that they thought I was going to die. Like, not the exact words. One of the guys said, I heard him talking to the other paramedic. I don't think he's going to make it. And I was like, motherfucker, you're not going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm good. I don't want to get on this helicopter. I'm okay. I moved around a little bit. They told me to sit down. And then I went to the hospital. They tied me up like a fucking, like they had to strap me down because they thought I had internal bleeding. So it was tripping me out. It was a wild experience. My mom came. My dad came. And I didn't remember all that shit for like 3 days, bro. Like, I woke up on my mom's floor in New Smyrna, and she had to keep telling me what happened. And then I realized through my whole fighting career, I never really had a concussion. Like, I've never been concussed in a fight that bad because this shit fucking, I got rocked like a fucking wagon wheel. That shit was wild. Then it all came back to me. I'm all right, man. It was a blessing from God. But that car looked like some balled up fucking tinfoil. It was wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. The fact that you walked out of the car, the fact that you were still walking around after your head broke the steering wheel, and all that stuff, Alex. I mean,
it's kind of, everything happens for a reason, bro. My chin is still there. I can break a steering wheel with my head. And after 2 years of not fighting, I got hit with a good shot, and it felt good. There's a little sting. I'm not happy that the car's gone, but it's good to know that.
Look, I got hit with a good shot.
No motherfucker on earth's going to hit me harder than a tree at 90 miles an hour, bro. So
yeah, you're right. That steering wheel hit your face and lost. So
like, oh, Bigfoot Silva has giantism. Well, that motherfucker's not going to hit like an Explorer Sport going 90 into a fucking tree.
No shit. So, and I know I know I keep saying we're going to talk about it in a second, but there's one other thing I want to talk about before we talk about Game Bread. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You showed up there a couple times. You walked into the ring, called out Joey Beltran as the heavyweight champion.
Ooh,
I'm going to tell you something.
I was lit.
I'm going to. Oh, I know you were, but I'm going to tell you this. I would have expected more of a fucking aggressive Alex Nicholson calling him out, and I got to tell you, man, listen to me. It was the most gentlemanly moment I ever saw from you when you're in a position to call somebody out. I was sitting there going. Listen, I was like that. I was going, good job, Alex.
Well, man. Listen, bro. You can't have the fucking
executioner
and that fucking big Shoemaker dude have a war and I'm a fucking professional athlete. I've been there. If a motherfucker jumped in the ring and was running in my mouth after I was just in a vicious fight, I would knock him the fuck out. And no disrespect to Shoemaker or Joey. We can all agree they're good fighters. They're nice guys.
Yep.
But I would fuck either one of them up so goddamn bad, bro. Like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, God bless you guys. I'm glad you guys are doing well over there. But the gym door is always open if this makes you angry. And like, we can settle it. And I'll do it for goddamn free.
No more free fights. No more free fights, dude.
I mean, nothing's free, bro. It goes on the story, and it won't look good. It'll be gory. But I'm just saying, bro, that night when I got in the ring, and they were exhausted. They had a war. I'm not going to, like, fuck you, I'm going to beat your ass. Like, that's childish, man. I'm not a child anymore. I'm a grown-ass man, and I can't get down like that. That's not my style. They never said anything disrespectful about me. There's no need to say anything disrespectful about them. But the day you sign that contract, there's a little death note, It's been written.
Yeah.
You're trying to hurt me. I'm trying to hurt you. You're trying to take my money. I'm trying to take your money. So, I mean, it was a great show. I enjoyed it. I wish that I could fight bare knuckle, and who knows, maybe that'll be down the road. But I'm going goddamn Bigfoot hunting. I'm going to come back with this fucking head and show you how the Sasquatch is real.
So
ready.
Is this deal with Game Bread? So now we're going to talk about Alex. For you guys that don't know, Alex has signed with Game Bread Fighting Championship and will be the main event, taking on Antonio Bigfoot Silva, September 11th in Biloxi, Mississippi. It'll be aired live on the BKTV app. Did you sign a multi-fight deal with Game Bread, or is this a one fight, one fight, like you said earlier, was kind of the plan?
I, as a professional who's been in this game for a long time, no matter what organization it is, I want a one fight fucking contract because I see the way the shit goes now. You know, you could promise me 3 fights in 6 months and some shit can happen. So if I get a call to go fight in fucking Istanbul, I want to go to Istanbul. If I go
Yeah.
to fucking anywhere in the world, dude, like I don't want to limit myself anymore. Like I've got a name for myself. I'll continue to build more sponsors. Do I want to fight with them and build the organization? Fuck yeah, that's dope. Jorge
Yeah.
Masvidal, who the fuck doesn't fuck with him? I mean, he's an OG. He calls himself Street Jesus. You know, if you don't get down with that, then I can't respect you because I fuck with that, man. I fuck with the dude who's been in the game that long and had success because
Yeah.
people come in and out and then they want to start like other shit. Like, there's not people who really like fighting. There's very few fighters who like to fight. It's a joke. It's a facade.
Yeah. It's you,
We know
Masvidal, Mike Perry.
we know the guys in this game who like violence. Most
Yeah.
of them don't like it. Like it's, and then half of them from being around it so long. You know, no names need to be said. We know that they start to get a little fucking retarded from doing it. You can't only get in the head for so long. God bless them. We love them all. But if you've seen a guy in this sport for 10 fucking years, had success, amazing fights, and he can still look at you in the eyes and have a good conversation with you, you know, a lot of these guys get shot out. Drugs, alcohol, punches in the head. They don't fucking mix well, you know? And I'm in this game, bro. I'm in it to win it. And I think I can make that organization blow up. And I'm going to do it by tying that motherfucker up and beating him down like a bloody ass pinata full of money.
Yeah.
I have so much fucking shit in my heart and soul that I've just saved on this fucked up little auto drive that I'm going to unload. It's, you know, it's going to be like fucking superpowers.
That's crazy, you know. And so tell us how this fight came together, because everybody thought that you were going to get cleared at some point soon, and it was going to be bare knuckle. So what changed the path to go to Gamebred? I mean, obviously Masvidal's a big influence. I know Dean Toole's their matchmaker, and you and Dean have great history. And I'm sure that Dean and Gamebred probably also had some say in helping you get cleared for this thing. For this event. So tell us how that all came together. Like, did Dean just call you and go, hey, listen, man, if we can get you cleared, you want to go fight a Bigfoot? You want to go Sasquatch hunting?
That's exactly what happened. And he didn't say Bigfoot. Dean called me up and he told me that there was light at the end of the fucking tunnel and that I could get this fucking rays of sunshine and fucking shine again, bro. And he had an opportunity and he was going to try to make it happen. And he made it happen. He asked me who I would like to fight. There was a lot of people, and I don't want to fight any bums at all. I want to fight the best of the best. You know, I'm one of the best in the world, and that's what I want to compete against.
Sure.
So some names were said, and I was like, who the fuck is that? You know, I don't know. And then I didn't know Silva's last few fights. I didn't know his record. I just randomly said, what about that Bigfoot motherfucker? Like, and Dean started laughing. He was like, I'll call you back. Sure enough, it comes to fruition. And then we were waiting for Mississippi to, God bless the Mississippi State Athletic Commission because they're letting me do my thing again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That they said that the penalty was too harsh in Vegas. Roger Crawl, like I'd said earlier, he wrote so many emails and only got one in response. He attached Daniel Martinez's letter explaining the situation, my apology, everything. They finally got back to Roger and they were like, there's not enough here, which didn't really make sense to any of us. But, God bless them too. I'm not saying, I don't want any fucking trouble with any commissions. Just let me fucking do what I do. You guys continue to do what you do. So now, it was crazy, man. All the stars were in alignment. I'm a big, firm believer in God and destiny and your dreams, man. You can't quit. If I quit, this wouldn't have happened. I'd be fat and fucking sad. Look at me. I'm a fucking stud, bro. I look great. I'm ready to go. I never stop. I go into the gyms. I beat the best guys.
How many times have you had a shirt on this year?
I don't wear fucking shirts, bro.
I know. That's why I asked, man.
I was at SeaWorld today and I was mad as fuck.
It made you wear a shirt.
It didn't make me. I just was like, you know, I'm already not having a mask. Imagine me walking around the goddamn park with a fucking.
No doubt about it. Um, so, so you and Bigfoot, you know, you made the suggestion to Dean. Dean and you know the guys at Game Bread that he works with made it happen. Um,
And Master Doll was on the Ariel Hawani show. That's where I didn't end the whole story.
oh
Master
yeah,
Doll was on the Ariel Hawani show. Dean tells me not to announce it, and
and
then
then he announced it.
yeah, and that's cool. You know, I'm all about manifestation.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, everyone sent it to me. I was working. I got off work.
It was so funny because
It was about
Masvidal sitting there talking. You know, he announces Bigfoot Silva, and they're like getting ready to announce the opponent. And then Malky just zips in Alex Nicholson, and he just walks off. I was like, look at that shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, because Dean told you not to announce it. You know, I put something up because I heard it on the show, so I figured whatever. And then Dean said, "Hey, we can't do it. You've got to wait for the approval." I was like, "Oh shit, boom, take it down." You know, fucking, I don't care. I wasn't trying to break news. I was trying to show love and praise for my boy Alex for finally getting his life back. That you know, because I wanted you to recognize that a lot of us recognize and we're happy for you. So, but you know, it's okay. I waited a few days, put up a post, wrote a nice article, and now we're talking about it.
My energy just fucking. Once it was finally announced, bro.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to read this to you too. From Forrest Daniels. You know Forrest. Forrest follows you. He loves you. He said, Alex, he's been watching you since before you came to the UFC for 4 fights there. He saw you at Island Fights first. That's where he said he believes so. First, he truly thinks you have the skills and power to beat Bigfoot. He loves you. He loves Odin. You know, he loves what you do. He's good people. So I wanted to just
that, Forrest. It's all
yeah.
love, man. I appreciate the support.
And DJ Queasy says he can't wait to watch this fight live and in person because he'll be your DJ that night. So he's excited. DJ Queasy good. So I won't be there, but shit happens.
It'll be a pleasy for DJ Queasy.
Oh, snap. What? Crackle pop, bitches. So so since this is a one fight deal for right now, so BKFC is still not off the table. So how interested would you be in running it back with Dylan Kleckler? He just got another big knockout the other night, knocked that dude out, and the dude fell so awkward. And we're saying a prayer. His name's Justin Thornton. He's got like, you know, partial paralysis in his limbs because of the way he fell on his neck. He's straight down, like it was bad. So, but is Dylan somebody you want to dance with again? I know you got the win against him already at Island Fights. Only loss of his career.
I mean, God bless him and what he's doing. He doesn't want this again, bro. Like, God bless him. He's working hard. He's doing great. Let him make money beating up people he knows he's gonna beat, and he knows that's what he's doing. I mean, he hasn't fight. I mean, fucking Justin Thornton, the other guy, fight somebody with a winning record and talk to me. I mean, I hope the guy's okay, but you shouldn't put people that can't fight against people that can fight.
You know, we didn't talk about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of people said they felt that was a bad mismatch. It shouldn't happen, but you know, it happened. It's done.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm so sorry he's hurt. I hope he's
of course.
okay. The human side of me, I'm Dylan. I mean, no disrespect. I'm happy for you and your life and the way it's going, but like, I mean, it's what it is, bro. I'm not out here like caring anymore. If you want to fight me, every one of you motherfuckers can get it. I'm off the goddamn leash again. Let a dog roam and he'll find his fucking way home.
Yeah, baby.
And I'm fucking here, and I'm gonna fucking eat all the food. You know, I'm gonna get in the yard. I'm gonna run a few laps. I'm gonna shit on somebody's car. I'm gonna bite the motherfucking mailman. People want me, bro. I'm gonna give it to him. I might hump somebody's girlfriend's leg.
Oh shit!
Get back here, bro.
Damn, bro, humping a girlfriend's leg. That's fucked up, man. But not my wife, bro. Fucking.
I said maybe. See, you're ready to shoot me. I love that about you.
Look, I thought you said maybe your wife. I was like, no. I said, yeah, I can't fight you. I'd have to shoot you. That's the only.
I would never fucking hump your wife's leg.
I know, dude. I know. We're just being goofy.
There's worse things you could do to hump her leg, you know.
Yeah. I love you and I hate you right now, but
we took this shit down the rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did. We go, but you know what? We didn't talk about your fight with Silva. This is bare knuckle MMA. So
okay. Sorry, I don't mean to be talking too much, but listen, Bigfoot Silva. Okay, I see a lot of people on the internet. Oh, yeah, he's lost this and this and this. The motherfucker beat Fedor Emelianenko, knocked that Alistair over him, and you wouldn't fucking fight him. So shut up. Like, nobody out there is gonna be like, oh, I want to fight Bigfoot Silva. I was sitting in my goddamn kitchen eating some fucking Oreos mixed with Cheerios and milk and peanut butter. And I was eating that shit up, and I was like, what's that Bigfoot fucker doing? Bare knuckle MMA against a giant. I want that. So fuck anybody that's like, oh, he's going to beat him. Fuck you. You fight him.
Yeah, right. There's not too many people that call him out.
To fight him.
I know you
How
can't.
many people are going to say that?
There's not a lot. So, but let's talk about that for a minute, because bare knuckle MMA, different than regular MMA, and obviously not, full fledged just bare knuckle fighting. I'm not worried about your hands, although there is some conditioning you can do.
I've been doing it since I came out of my mom, bro.
No. Well, listen to me. Elvin Brito, who fights at BKFC, now he's a 165er, so obviously different weight classes, but he's the guy that's been fighting the most and doing the least damage to his hands. So that's just a friendly piece of advice, maybe. And I think you know Elvin, right?
Yeah, I like him a lot.
So maybe you should message him, see what he's doing to keep his hands fresh. Just throwing it out there. I know you know how to fight, and I know how to do all that stuff, but it never hurts to ask a question of somebody who's been out there doing bare knuckle for 7 fights. Or 6 fights.
I'm always open to some advice, man.
So
put some meat on it.
But what's your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on doing this bare knuckle MMA? I mean, because we did the first show earlier this year. I was out there ring announcing for the event. It's bare knuckle MMA, and it looks like MMA, but it sounds like bare knuckle. It's got a whole different vibe to it, Alex. I mean, you're gonna have so much fun. But what's your thoughts on it? I mean, just in general, bare knuckle MMA. I mean, do you feel like this is more close to being a pure fight for you, and something that, because when Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship popped up, the first 2 names I said to myself that were born to do bare knuckle fighting were you and Mike Perry. You and Mike like to knock motherfuckers out. And to quote your dad, neither of you like wrestling and jiu-jitsu practice.
I mean, we love and respect jiu-jitsu. We're both good at wrestling.
I know you do. But he just said you didn't like to go to practice for that stuff. It
was boring at first, and then we had old people fucking laying on us and shit because we sucked at it. When you're a young athletic stud, you don't like sucking at shit, but it makes you mad. Now we're good at it, but yeah, no, I still would rather punch you in the face than fucking roll around on the floor with you.
That's why BKFC
watches it, doesn't.
That's why BKFC for me, when I went to their second event in Mississippi, and their second event ever, which was in Mississippi, I should say it like that. And I looked at it. I watched the first 2 fights that I was there with. And I just looked up there, and the first thing I thought was Mike Perry and Alex Nicholson. This is where they belong. This is what was made for them, like almost custom tailored to what you guys want to do, entertain, knock fools out, and get paid. So this is going to give you some of that, because you're going to be able to throw bare knuckles. They have a different impact. You cut somebody quicker, and the impact of the head is faster. But you still have to worry about the MMA side of it. And, you got a guy like Bigfoot who can wrestle and grapple, and he's heavy on top. So what do you think of just doing bare knuckle MMA? And then, of course, with Bigfoot, if he takes you down, I know you have grappling now because you worked on it, but is that something you're going to try to avoid, because he is a big motherfucker and he's going to be hard to move no matter who you are?
Bare knuckle MMA, doing bare knuckle MMA. I mean, a fight's a fight. I've been punching motherfuckers in the face bare knuckle since before I ever knew I was going to be a fighter. And granted, yes, they are professional fighters. It's harder to knock them out. They're used to it. But a fight's a fight. My knuckles are fine. MMA, even with the hand wrap, is just, when I have people wrap my hands, they barely put anything over my knuckles. Then we put an MMA glove over it. It's leather over my knuckles. It's a 4-ounce glove. It's not going to be much different. I like the fact that my knuckles are exposed and I could cut his face up. It'll probably be easier to get submissions. Underhooks will be easier. It'll be easier to push his big slow ass away from me.
Yeah.
He's not going to take me down. He's too slow. I'm too fast. I'm too explosive. If he tries, he's gonna get fucked up on the way in. He's gonna get fucked up on the way out, and that's just what it's gonna be all the fuck about.
Yeah.
You know, put your left foot in, you put your
Put
right
your
foot
left foot out.
in. Yeah, you know, and then
You try to
then
take
I go
me
MMA.
down, and I'll knock you fucking out. Boom.
He's
See, I
not,
just
bro.
finished
I'm
the
hard
song.
to take down. I'm hard to take down,
You are hard to take down,
and he's so slow.
but he's so. If you guys are in a clinch, my thought process is as slow as he is, he's strong. He's very strong, and
A
he
lot,
does.
a lot of people too underestimate my strength.
I don't.
It's different until you feel me. You grab me, bro, and I grab you.
Yeah,
I've had big guys think it's just going to be an easy little tussle, and I fucking throw them around.
I've watched it,
But
dude. I watched it up close and personal. I watched you take a big man that's big as you or a little bigger, sometimes bigger because you were fighting in a
bro,
smaller weight class
this
and
is
moving
the
up.
funniest. Okay, we'll track back to something else we talked about.
Okay.
Alex Nicholson, 217 pounds, competing against other people. I fought Dylan Kleckler, 217. I fought Chris Barnett, 217. Chase Sherman, 217. Ironically, all three of those weigh-ins you could check.
Yep.
217.
And
Never
tell
taking
every,
a goddamn vitamin,
and tell
supplement,
everybody
whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
what were the results of all three of those fights.
I knocked all three of them the fuck out. God bless them all. I'm
They're all
happy
good
for them in
dudes,
their
but
careers. Cool.
it's a fight. It's a fight. That's what it
They're
is.
not like, what the fuck do they people expect? I hate when it's like all thrown in there. Oh, you said this and this. Yes, I knocked you guys the fuck out. You can be mad at me if you want to. We signed a contract to fight each other. It happened
Facts
at
are
one point
facts.
in life. And everybody needs to take that sensitive bullshit out of the equation. And if
So-
you want to all come to the gym and talk about it, we can. And I like all of those guys. Like, it's what
So speaking of guys that those three guys, you mentioned one of them, Chris Barnett. How cool was it when you heard that Chris got signed to the UFC? You guys fought, like you said, business is business. Chris has been on the grind a long motherfucking time. How cool was it to hear, one of your fellow guys?
I have more respect for these guys than I do anybody else that's just sitting there. Like, I saw one UFC fighter post some shit like, my cousin Cody, after I lost this fight, told me this is what I should have done different.
Yeah.
My cousin Cody's a salesman, fucking car dealership.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that shit was hilarious. It touched my heart because you don't know unless you do this. So after we fight, especially if I win, I want you to do great. The better you do, the better I fucking look. Not to mention,
There it
you
is.
watch them, you see their careers and their paths. Like Chris, cool. He got angry at me, and I understand that because he's trying to go up, and I knocked him down. Then he started yapping, and I was like, "I'll knock you down again." But what do you expect me to fucking say?
Exactly
I
what you
think you
said.
beat me if we fought again. No, bitch. No, I'll knock you the fuck out again, and I'll do it again if the opportunity presents itself. Let's get it. But I wish him the best. I was happy for him in the UFC, and I was cheering him on. I watched the fight.
Yeah.
Chase Sherman, great friend of mine. Love that fucking
Love
guy.
Chase.
I watched the fight last night. Amazing fight. I was screaming at the TV. I was the most excited for that fight. I wanted him to win. I hope his little boy is at home watching his daddy fight. And, he had a war, and I was entertained.
Yeah, it was a good
that
fight.
was a brutal, vicious. He fought a big white fucking gorilla. That dude was big.
It's funny.
Great.
Parker Porter. His name's Parker Porter. He fought at the XFC back in the day when I was the announcer there.
It was huge.
And he fought with us the same time Chris Barnett. And, they both, Parker made his debut earlier this year, and Chris made his debut this year. But it just goes to show if you don't quit on yourself and you continue your grind, and the goal was to get to a certain spot, you can get there, but you can't quit on yourself. And, that goes back to what you said. You wanted to quit. You were like, fuck it, I'm going to quit it, but you never did. You never gave up on yourself. You never gave up on the dream of, living your life as a fighter. And, that just shows who you are as a character of a man. Sometimes you say shit, people get annoyed, people get pissed at you. I've seen it before, people get mad at you because you're real, and I don't give a shit about any of the stuff you say. You know why? Because I respect the fact that you're real. And, even if I don't agree with what you said, I don't care that you said it because you're just being Alex. You don't sugarcoat, you don't bullshit. You don't play games with people like that. You're a man, and you speak like a man, and like you said, you're raising a man, and you're acting like a man.
The beautiful thing about what I do too is it's like we're in a public situation, somebody who's not really into it won't let it fucking go, and they keep fucking talking about it. And then you're just like, well, let's fuck around and find out. Like, show me.
Let's go to work.
Shut the fuck up and show me.
That's
Show
it,
me what
man.
you want from me. Like, this is what I do. Show me how to do it different. Show me how to do it better. Then they're like, oh, that's not what I'm saying. You're like, then shut the fuck up and watch, clap, cheer, good job, great fight. Shut the fuck up. Hit the like button. Don't comment some fucking, oh, you should have done this. No, bitch. You might hit triangle XY on a fucking video game controller, but I'm getting punched in the goddamn face and punching back. Like, I'm sick of that petty ass flaw shit. And like, God bless the fans, but sometimes you guys should just shut the fuck up.
I agree. Sometimes, listen, I've watched thousands of fights. I've sat ringside at thousands of fights, over my career. And with sitting there and really learning and listening to coaches and watching, and really picking up a lot, I feel that I might be able to give a fighter good advice, but you know what? I'm not going to, because that's not my lane, I don't have the credential to say it, even though I'm there, I'm part of this sport in my way. But
at this point, like, you might be able to be grandfathered in and be like, oh, he was actually, but you wouldn't say that shit to me on a public forum.
No,
like,
I would talk to you privately. I'd be like, Alex,
what
man,
the fuck? You're out of shape. You look like shit.
Alex, you walked in there with your chin up there too many times, and that's why you got caught. Something along that line I would say to you, but I would never, ever, ever chastise you publicly and call you out. Again, that makes me look stupid. That just makes me look dumb, because I'm not a fighter. I'm not a coach. Even though I might be right, I would talk to you privately.
Mike said it best in an interview, I think it was a few years ago. He's like, you hear the people, I'm in the ring, you go, just go, throw the punch, go. And, you're moving, you're dodging, you're weaving, you're ducking. You're like, no, bitch, not yet. I have to wait till the moment's right. And that's true, because if you just go, you might wake up and be like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Can't be reckless.
Fuck. And you don't want that shit to happen. Then you got your mom, your kid. You got to go home and be like, oh, I lost. And nobody wants to be a fucking loser.
Nobody.
It hurts.
It does.
It hurts your little soul.
It does, man. It hits you right in the pride button, I mean, you're like, oh. And but the true fighters come back from those losses, and they learn from them. And if you learn from it, it takes off a little of the sting. If it's going to be something that makes you better next time,
I got a little Mark Nicholsonism for you.
Uh-oh.
Kind of ties into it. It's not the face you fuck. It's the fuck you face.
All right.
Amen. you put it in there. Same idea,
I got it.
You win all the fights you want in the world. The game's beautiful to you. But then the game might just turn on you, You might think you're going home to Orlando to see your family and your son. And then you're in a fucking helicopter like, oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, man.
You guys, know, man.
Huh?
You never fucking know.
You never know. At any moment in life, any moment in time, like that. So, it's crazy. So I'm excited for you, dude.
Blessing. What else are we supposed to do with our lives? But whatever the fuck we want, man. So I'm glad I'm able to do what I want again. It was sad for a while. I was really sad, Chris. I
know you were. I listen.
My little heart couldn't take it anymore.
And funny that you said it, because I talk to you periodically over that, through some chats that we've had. But I could see, I've known you long enough to know, and I saw some of the tone of your social media posts change sometimes, and I was like, man, this is just Alex wanting to go back to fight. I felt it through the internet, if that's a real thing. But maybe it's because I know you, and I just know how bad, there's a whole dynamic to it. Because listen, like you said, don't do drugs, kid. Don't do drugs, kids. Because you have to pay a price for it. So you did some shit, and I'm sure you were mad that you were suspended. You were mad that you were suspended for 4 years. I'm sure you were probably mad that you got caught, and I'm sure there's even a piece of you that was probably mad at yourself for doing it in the first place, because at the end of the day, like you said, you own your shit. So you did some stuff. It cost you. So during all that, like, I'm just, but then I would see these posts where you're just, you're vibing with Odin, you're having a good day, and you're doing this, and you're talking about, you're training and you're still training. And I was like, all right, Alex is in there, and Alex ain't going away, and it won't be 4 years before we see him back. I saw that, and then boom, here we are today. A little less than 2 full years from your suspension, and you're back. So, and you're fighting on a new show headed up by a big name in the UFC, which doesn't hurt. The viewers are going to be there. You got Dean Match making the card. You got Malky and Abe, who are part of this whole endeavor with these guys. So there's a lot of star power there to run this thing. And, they're bringing in star power to, put inside the cage. You and Antonio Silva, that's a big fight. Both guys got big names. You've established yourself in the mixed martial arts community as guys that are going to go in there and fight. And
it's a blessing.
It's main event time. Alex Nicholson taking on Antonio Bigfoot Silva, and Spartan is Sasquatch hunting. Anybody you want to shout out before we go? Sponsors that you have, or if you're gonna, need more sponsors, you want to call some up and let people know. But anybody that you want to show love to tonight, take the time, brother. I know it's been a while since you've had to, you had the opportunity to, say thank you to people for, being part of this journey for your fight camp. So, oh, you know what? I do want to ask you one other question before you answer all that stuff. And I already believe I know the answer. So, but I'm going to ask anyway because I just got to know. And when you got the news that you were able to fight again, did you get emotional? Maybe like a tear well up in your eye. And I say that to you as a guy I don't think would ever cry, except maybe if something happened to Odin. But did you get a little emotion, like maybe a tear way back there, just welling up in your eye when
my dick got hard, bro?
Huh?
My dick got hard.
That's the same thing as a tear, I guess.
I'm not about to cry. I'm not. Those days are gone, bro. I got no tears left in me. I mean, I love life and I appreciate every fucking day. That accident.
Really, it would have been a happy tear. I mean, it wouldn't have been a sad tear.
That car accident changed my life for real. You can say a lot of shit changes your life.
It does.
But that changed my life. I got to be here for my little boy. I got to make, good choices. And that's the only thing. It hit my soul. It hurt my soul. Hearing I could fight again was a blessing. Recovering from that accident the way I did, as quick as I did, it was amazing. It was amazing, bro. I could have lost my leg. I could have been half fucking stupid.
You could have been dead.
I could have died, yeah. And, it took a lot of different things out of the picture. I was like, there's nothing to ever cry about again. My little boy's happy. I'm here. I'm going to provide for him. I get to fight a legend. I get to go fight a fucking legend. Like, fuck all the shit talk and whatever, all the fun. It's going to be very, very violent, for real. He's going to fight me. I'm going to fight him. Everybody in the sport and the game knows it's going to be a violent fucking thing that you see.
Yeah, and the world can't wait.
I love that. There's nothing more honest or beautiful than two men trying to physically fucking hurt each other. You can't lie. And I'm just so happy I get that opportunity again. Like I said, dude, my fucking dick got hard. I'm excited.
Boing. All right. So now that we got that, I had to ask you that, and I almost forgot. I would have been mad at myself. All right. So now, anybody want to thank sponsors? Dean, your attorneys, First Round. I don't know who played a part in what. Obviously your dad and everybody that stood behind you. Sponsors that, like I said, sponsors. Go ahead, man. Floor's yours. I know it's been a minute since you got to do this, so take it away.
There's so many people to thank, man. I mean, my mother, my father, my son, keeping me grounded. As crazy as that sounds,
That's not crazy. That's real.
I got a lot of people helping me out. True Tech cell phone repair. Fucking Jason Arnett sponsored me. My boy Jason Should. Mike Perry, he's always there. We always help keep each other level-headed.
That's funny that you even laughed when you said it, because you're saying to yourself, did I just say that me and Mike keep each other level-headed out loud?
I mean, right now we're both grown men, and we know.
But it is.
We know those little mistakes can go a long way and affect your life, and we don't want to do anything but good for the people we love and make everybody proud.
You're both daddies now. You gotta be good daddies.
The
Show
Roger
the right way.
Crawl, Roger Crawl and Lex McMahon, who vigilantly made fucking sure that they did everything they could to appeal to the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and they're the reason. Dean Toole getting this in Mississippi as well. But Roger helped me out a whole lot, man. Roger Crawl was there for me throughout it all, man. When I was down in Miami, I was just solo dolo, and I was at his gym, and he helped keep me grounded and focused. But everybody who supports me, and there's just too many fucking people to say. It'd be another hour if I did this. All the sponsors. I am taking more sponsors as well. The Axe Lounge down in Port St. Lucie, my friend Julian Hewitt, he's helped me out a lot. Brandon Lambert Mallow with the Terp House. I know he's got a new name for the company.
Fighter's Friend.
His friend, yeah, and I rep with them. He's a sponsor and a good friend. He's a nice guy. A lot of people talk shit about that guy, but he's a solid human being. And
I love him,
and I appreciate what he's done for me. He's helped me out. Capsule Core Collective. It's helped me quit doing a lot of or helped me quit doing all of the other fucking drugs, man. It's an interesting thing to check out, though, And so check out We Are Capsule Collective. I think a lot of research on them studies are going to go a long way. Max Power Growers. My cousin Steve's got a marijuana business that's starting to boom, and that's some good weed. So if you guys need some good weed, check out my cousin's new company. It's cool that I can fucking say shit like that now.
Right?
Like I said that before the door, they'd already be knocking on the door. But that's a beautiful thing. Everybody, my fucking mama, love my mom to death. And a lot of men are ashamed or embarrassed to say shit like that, but my mom is a gangster. She's always been here, and she always will be, and I'm going to retire her. All you fuckers that are talking shit or supporting me on the Cage Side show, I love you, or go fuck yourself. And then you, Chris, going through a lot too, bro.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
So you, bro, you always supported me. I appreciate you having me and listening to my bullshit throughout the years.
Always, dude.
I'm only 31, and I think I'm going to have some more fucking fun.
Yeah. No, I've always supported you guys. I have a special place in my heart for, these Florida guys that came up on the regionals while I was, doing regional stuff as well. And, watching you guys grow and, make a name for yourself, for your teams, for your gyms, for each other, for the state, really putting it out there, and, you didn't have to do it. You chose to do it. And you chose to, put us all on the map in Florida and give Florida a good reputation. So you're all part of that. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I get to know you guys, and, we've shared some good laughs together. We've shared some, personal life stories that we'll never share on here, with each other, but right. But I'm just saying there's been so much, and that's why I love this, man, because I've made some really good friends, some people that I really care about. Do I agree with everything all my friends do? No. But you know what? Even if you do something I don't like, you're still my friend. I still love you. If you were a Democrat and I'm a Republican, I don't give a shit, dude. Fucking at the end of the day, you're my friend. I don't care. I know who you are. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying it doesn't matter if we have a difference about something,
Yeah.
That's people.
I don't give a fuck if you like the Crypt Keeper or the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't care about any of that shit because it doesn't mean anything. What means something is the time you spend with the people that you care about and respect. That's what's important. So, so I'm grateful for all that stuff, And I learned stuff from you guys. I learned
Do I
stuff
need
from
to say it again, Chris? Do I need to say it again? It's not the face you fuck. It's the fuck you face.
Fuck your face. And with that, we're going to send Alex packing. Alex, listen, man. Thank you so much.
God bless you all.
Thank you so much for being here today, bro, and being open and candid, which I fully expected. A lot of guys, even when they make
shout out to my cat Benny Bob.
What's up, Benny Bob? A lot of people don't want to admit their mistakes publicly. They just blame it on something else, blame it on somebody else, and that's bullshit. So
don't get me wrong either, bro. Anything that's ever happened to me in my life, it's my fault.
There you go.
It's cool. I'm okay with it. I can live with me because I'm pretty fucking cool. I've done some cool shit, and I'm gonna do a lot more cool shit. I'm finally a grown ass fucking man. I used to be in here talking to you guys as a boy about life, and I didn't know shit about it. And everything I've been through has made me who I am, just like all of you. And
Yep.
you're gonna see a lot of shit go down. I'm gonna beat fucking Bigfoot Silver, Red, White, and Blue on fucking September 11th. Fucking.
That's it, boys and girls. Alex Nicholson versus Antonio Silva, Gamebred Fighting Championship, Gamebred FC2, takes place in Biloxi, Mississippi on September 11th. What a great day. 20th anniversary of September 11th. I'm sure we're going to make sure we celebrate that and honor those that lost their lives that they could have changed our country. If you can't be in Biloxi for this one, you can watch it on the Bare Knuckle TV app, BKTV app. Check them out, bktvapp.com. You get $4 a month. You get all the Gamebred content, all the BKFC content, other promotions that they're doing. It's $4 a month, man. And I always say when I tell people about this, it's $4 a month. If you're a fight fan, you have to have it. And if you don't, are you really a fucking fight fan? That's my fucking piece on that. Alex, you have a great night, man. Give Odin a high five when you see him later, and tell him we all we pull him. We love Odin, man. We love Odin. We love you.
He'll be with me either tomorrow or the next day.
And, we might have to do another episode with you just because the fan wants to see how Odin's doing.
We could probably get him on for a good 10-minute segment, and he would kill it.
Dude, we'll bring him on, dude. I love listening to him talk.
It will blow your fucking mind.
All right.
He will literally. I'm gonna be like, they want to interview you because you're gonna, they're gonna ask questions about you and your life, and watch, he'll handle it like a professional young man.
All right, kids. So we might have Odin on this week, just an exclusive interview with Odin. That's it. But anyway, Alex, as always, man, God bless you. Good luck, and we will definitely talk to you soon here. And good luck with the fight. I'm so happy you're back, man. You stuck through. You're not new to this. You're true to this, and
got the fire back in my fucking soul, boy.
Yep. And you got a boner, so I mean, it's good.
That's a dangerous thing.
We've heard stories. Anyway, we're gonna cut out here before we go down a rabbit hole we shouldn't go down. Alex, love to you, man. Tell mom and dad.
That rabbit hole.
Tell mom and dad I said hello, and I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, I love you. Thanks for your time.
All right, brother. Bye. Boys and girls, that's Alex Nicholson, man. Always an interesting conversation. Always a laugh. Always some fun stuff. Always some serious stuff too. He didn't shy away from his suspension. He told you guys, he did it. And he just said at the end of the interview, anything that's happened bad to him in life or good, it's his own doing. Choices he made good choices. Sometimes he made bad choices. But the point is, he owns it. He's not blaming anybody else. Nobody else made him do those things. He did those. So, and again, he's taking on Bigfoot Silva, September 11th, Gamebred Fighting Championship 2, GFC2. Hashtag that. Start getting that popping. Hashtag GFC2. Live and exclusive on the BKTV app. So if you don't have it, like I say, get it. So we are going to dip on out of here. Excuse me. Thanks for the love and support all this week while I've had my surgical procedures. I still feel like crap, but, nobody's listening. Nobody cares. So I'm just kidding. I know some of you care, man. But you know what I'm saying. You got to just power through, push through, power through, and get it done. Life doesn't wait for you. So you got to go live it. That's it. Thank you guys for being a part of my life today and for allowing me to be a part of yours, not once, but twice today, right here in my heart where that always sits with me. But until next time, boys and girls, I am Christopher James. You have been Cage Side. Good night, everybody, and I'll post up some stuff for our shows coming up this week. See ya. What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Go with the deuces. There you go, baby.